Welcome to Dog on the Plot, and I am in the home greenhouse, and I think it's 3 weeks since I last filmed, or exactly 3 weeks since I last filmed in the greenhouse. And at that point, from this angle, you couldn't see anything here of the tomatoes. They were all still out of shot down here. And now look, some of them have actually reached the top of the greenhouse now, and there's loads of flowers on there, and the fruits are being set. The cucumbers at the back are going up their string now. There's loads of foliage and flowers on the aubergines, and the chilies are starting to set fruit as well. So it's super exciting in the greenhouse, and I have to say, it's this greenhouse that has kept me going this season. The fact that things have grown well in here, that I'm, fingers crossed, pretty much guaranteed a harvest. I'm going to touch some wood now as well. Pretty much guaranteed a harvest from this greenhouse is definitely what is keeping me going when everything outside has really been struggling this season. So obviously last week I took you around the allotment plot and showed you all that I'd been doing over my 2 weeks of annual leave and all the stuff that I had planted out, and I was pretty happy with what I'd done. And so it's with a heavy heart that I say a lot of that stuff is no longer there. It's been slugged. Anyway, we'll head down to the plot a little bit later, and we'll assess the damage, because maybe I'm overestimating just how bad it is. So we will check in at the allotment plot a little bit later. But I want to start the episode in the home garden, because having done so much work on the allotment plot, inevitably the home garden then gets neglected. So I've been doing a little bit of stuff this week between work. So I've mowed and strimmed, which is great. It means at least that you can see what you're dealing with once the grass is down. I've put a few more bits out, so a lot of the small dahlias, the dahlias that I took from cuttings, have now been potted up. I haven't put them in massive pots because they're really just, I guess this year, developing their tubers, because I don't think, the season as the season is, that I'm going to get much from them. They're being a little bit slugged, but so far they're holding firm. And the other thing that I did in the home garden was harvest my garlic. So there was some garlic left the last time we were down here, which was a while ago now, and I'd said that I wasn't lifting it just yet because I wanted to share it with you. And then of course I disappeared for a couple of weeks, but I did film it, and I am going to share it with you now. So this bed has the last of my garlic. I've got mostly elephant and some hardneck, and I'm hopeful that this is going to be really good garlic. It is, wait, and I'm going to pull it, and I think this might be my best garlic, but I'm a bit worried that I've left it a little bit too late, because there is some rust on the leaves, but also when I harvested it this time last year, the cloves had started, the bulbs had started to split. But only one way to find out. I'm using the fork because the ground is really quite hard in here. It's quite compacted. This is not the bed that I broad forked. And when I take this garlic out, I'm going to take all these bolted lettuces out as well, and broad fork the whole thing, get some compost on it, give it a good mulch, and then plant it up with some new crops and maybe some dahlias. Oh goodness, this is tough. Oh wait, here we go. We go. No, not quite. I have to come and step up on the bed. I don't want to go too close to the bulb because I don't want to stab it. I thought this would be easier because we've had rain. Clearly not. Come on. I want you to put some boots on. No, still nothing. I have to get into the bed. Oh no, there's carrots there. Don't step on the carrot seedlings, Kerry. Oh, god damn it. Right, try again. Yeah, it's really dry as well. Right, come on. I have to go the other way round. I just moved that tub, and look at what's behind there. Oh, right, we better collect all of those, stick them in the compost. I thought this was going to be really quick and easy job, and now it's turned out not to be the case. Ooh. Ew. Come on, slugs. There we go. Okay, we're there. We're there. Oh my goodness. And what a beast it is. Oh, I still think I slightly forked it. Yeah, that's great. Right, more of those, please. There we go. Oh, wow. I think that one's even bigger. Oh, I love elephant garlic. I love it. I might have to rethink broad forking the bed then if these carrots have actually germinated. It's about time some did. There we go. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Right, let's see if the regular garlic is as difficult to get out. Oh gosh, I just can't get over how dry and compact this soil is and how hard it is to get into it. Oh gosh, no. Oh no, I've stepped on the carrots again. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, that's the lovely bulb of garlic. Oh, I think that's my best yet. I knew this was going to be the best garlic. Right, let's get it all out. Well, that was a mission. I did not expect it to be that difficult. Yeah, that bed needs a lot of work, but the garlic must have loved it. They must have loved it, Dory. I've just pulled the elephant garlic from one of the smaller beds. Although it's lovely, and I would have been entirely happy with that, you can really, Dory, come on, you can really see the difference between the elephant garlic and this bed. It is much bigger. It really is. So that's great. And the hardneck garlic, I mean, this is just incredible. Look at the size of those. Look at that. That's beautiful. Really lovely. So I'm really super pleased. Is that the biggest? Is that as big as that one? Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. That's definitely the best of the regular garlic that I've grown as well. So even though it had a little bit of rust, it doesn't seem to have done it any harm. Yeah, really happy with that. Really happy. I have to say, Dory, I like elephant garlic. I like elephant garlic. I like it more than regular garlic. It's easier to peel. It's larger. It's got a milder flavour, although I love the flavour of garlic. But you just put a whole clove in of this rather than 3 or 4 of a regular garlic. So I'm not saying that I would never grow regular garlic again, but certainly I'm going to grow a lot more elephant garlic. I will grow this variety again. And now this is hardneck, so I'm going to dry this as a full bulb. Hardneck apparently doesn't last as long in store as softneck garlic. That has not been my experience. So last year I had both varieties. This is, I think, saved seed. In fact, almost all my garlic was saved seed from last year, saved cloves. But when I went through just a couple of weeks ago to check on what was left of the stored garlic, it was actually the hard neck that had lasted better. A lot of the soft neck had rotted and I had to throw away. So there you go. So it defies what we are conventionally told, but that has been my experience last year. Look at this one. I'm so pleased. Right, let's go hang these up. And then I guess I've got to sort out this bed. You saw this was such hard work that I did have to get the broad fork out and try and leverage these out. I think I am going to broad fork the whole bed. As I say, compost, mulch. I don't know, those poor carrots, they might be okay. There's some other things in here. There's some borage and some onions that need to stay, but all the lettuce and chard has bolted, so that can all come out. This is vegetable mallow. It's Real Seeds vegetable mallow. It comes back every year. Don't have to sow anymore, it will just self-seed. In fact, this one is self-seeded in the wood chip. I'll keep a couple, but I have been sort of taking out some of the others. It has beautiful flower and the leaves are edible, but I don't need that much of it. But yeah, when I come back to you at the tour in the future, you'll see what I've done with this bed. So I'm really pleased with the garlic harvest this year. If nothing else grows, at least I've got garlic and I've got a lot of it. So all of that regular garlic is still drying in the shed, and the elephant garlic, in the end, I think I had 15 bulbs of the elephant garlic. Now I let those dry in the shed for a couple of weeks, but then on one of the sunny evenings that we had this week, I brought them out into the garden and I separated them out into cloves. And that's because with elephant garlic, because they're so big, you can't always guarantee that the center of the bulb is going to dry effectively. So it is advised that you divide the cloves and store them as cloves rather than bulbs. So I did that, and in the final tally I had 70 cloves of elephant garlic. Now 5 of those were forked, so I've processed those. I whizzed them up with some vegan butter and I added some Mediterranean herbs and a little truffle oil and some salt and pepper, and then I froze them in an ice cube tray so that I've got little portions of garlic butter in the freezer for when I want them. Smelled incredible. And then the other 65, I'm going to choose the biggest and the best, and some of them are huge. Have a look at these. I mean, look at the size of that. I'm sure these are bigger than the ones that I had last year, but I'm going to pick the biggest, and I think I'm going to pick about 20 of them as my seed for next year. So I did 12 this year and the perennial one, and all of them grew, and I got the additional 3 from the perennial. And this year I'm going to do 20, I think. So the couple of mono bulbs I will keep for replanting, and then the biggest of the cloves I'll replant, and then the other 45 will be for eating. Now I think I said when I was lifting the garlic that once that was out of that bed, I was going to give that bed kind of a thorough clear through, give it a broad fork, give it a mulch, and replant it with some new stuff. And I did precisely that. So let me take you down into the veg plot. Now inevitably on the way, there are always things that I want to show you, and this one is quite special. So down here in the corner of the greenhouse by the tomatoes is a cinnamon vine. Now I planted this here last year, and when I was away on holiday, my mum came to water the tomatoes and she thought it was a weed, which is quite understandable, but no, it's not bindweed, it's a cinnamon vine. And these grow an absolutely enormous taproot. This was probably not the place to put it, but you do want it under cover, and when it flowers it's supposed to have the most beautiful cinnamon scent. So it's climbing up, you can see it's going up the string there, and hopefully we'll get some flowers by the end of the season, and I can let you know if it smells as good as they say. Right, heading out of the greenhouse now, and yeah, there's something I want to show you in this border. Now I can't remember if we did this together or not, but I put the electric blue penstemon that I got from Gardeners World Live into this corner. Now I've had to give it a chop because the flowers were going over, so there's only one left, but oh my goodness, It's absolutely stunning. So you can't quite get the whole effect, but I had this lovely vibrant blue here, and then as you go up you've got the sea holly there, and then as you go back you've got the agapanthus, and with the verbena bonariensis in between. So you've got this little trail of blue going up the garden, and if we continue moving through up to the veg patch, you'll see that those colours are echoed in the sweet peas, and then we've got the purple of the clematis, which has come out and is looking absolutely stunning, absolutely stunning. And then that gets echoed by the buddleia at the back of the garden. Now, I'm not trying to make any claims to garden design skills. This was all by accident, but what a happy accident. I'm loving this kind of movement of the colour through the garden. Anyway, we're in the veg patch, and there is a lot to show you. So this is the bed that the garlic was in. It's looking quite different now. So I cleared it of the peas and the bolted lettuce and whatever else was in here, and I think the only things I left were the oca, a couple of onions there, and I had already put the borage in, I think, and I did leave one of the vegetable mallows that was in there, but the rest of this is new planting. So well, I mean, probably the biggest change is these double obelisks, and they were in the sale at Argos, 2 for £16, I think, so they were a bit of a bargain. Had to put them together myself, so that's why they're a little bit wonky. But actually I'm pretty proud of doing that. And what I've put underneath to grow up them is Greek gigante beans. So there's some of the beans that I had left over after I planted up the allotment, and I'm really glad that I did bring some over here and put them in, because lots of the ones on the allotment have been slugged. So they're in. The other thing in here, which is also on the allotment, is the Cape gooseberries. So I had 6 plants in total, so 3 are on the plot and 3 are in here. And look, there's 2 lanterns, some lanterns over there. Now, if you've been with me for a while, you will know that I've had no luck with Cape gooseberries in the past. Like, I get them to a certain height, and it's towards the end of the season, and the lanterns start forming, and then we get a frost and they're gone. So I've never actually eaten my own Cape gooseberries, even though this is my 3rd year of growing them. But it looks like this year is going to be the year. Now, this is the same story for another plant, and that plant is straw flowers. So this is another one that's my 3rd year of growing. I think last year I did get 2 flowers that I was able to pick and dry, but only 2. Now, I have once more abused these plants, but they are now out in the ground, and it looks like we will get flowers before the end of the season this time, and I can't tell you how excited I am about that. What I've wanted to do with these straw flowers is be able to dry them and then have them as decorations in the Christmas tree. And I thought I was going to be able to do it last year with the couple that I did manage to grow, and I was drying them in the shed, but I don't know whether it was the shed and it was a bit too damp, or because the centre of the plants had started just showing a little bit, and I think you need to pick them while they're really still quite tight, and so unfortunately they moulded in the middle and I didn't get to use them for the Christmas tree. So that is the aim for this year. Right, there's one more thing in this bed, and that is rather small, but they'll grow pretty quick. Amaranth. This is the hot biscuit amaranth from Sarah Raven. But that's it. So there's still quite a lot of space in this bed that we can put some things into. And the bed behind it is now also ready for a thorough tidy. So we'll see what we've got in here and what we might want to keep. Well, the spring onions are doing super well, and we want to keep those. These were the spring onions from my compost trial. So this is the plant grow compost. This is the silver grow. Ooh, the labels come off. There it is, silver grow. And yeah, they are definitely much of a muchness now. So trial over, and we're just going to enjoy and eat the spring onions. Behind it, absolute triumph, is this perennial purple sprouting broccoli. So it's a cross between a purple sprouting broccoli and a kale. and yeah, it's supposed to be a perennial. It has grown absolutely wonderfully since I put it in, so we'll see what comes of that next year. The leeks that were planted here, the ones that I haven't used, are now beginning to flower, and I do want to keep those in for the pollinators like I have on the plot. What I'm less keen in keeping in is this absolutely enormous cutting celery. I got rid of all the other ones in here, but I left one for the pollinators, but I think I'm ready for that to go because look, it's flopping all over the bed. We've got some lettuces that are small. They've been in quite a while. I haven't done much growing, but they also haven't been slugged, which is rather odd. And here I actually have a carrot. That is a carrot. It is one of few carrots that I've grown this year, so we're going to look after you. The other thing in here is the yellow mange too, and these did finally start growing, and actually there's still flowers on here, so maybe that can stay. There's a little pod. Some of these have gone over a little bit, but yeah, this pea though, underneath the cutting celery, that just got continually slugged, so that one can come out now. Now under this structure, I don't know what this is supposed to be. Oh, it was the top of an arch that I found on the street, that's right. That's in the bed. That was providing support for the broad beans, but they have come out. There are bolted, oh, super bolted lettuces in here that are ready to come out, and this is the sugar snap pea, which is now over, so that can come out. And the rest of the bed is nasturtiums, which are stunning and edible and wonderful, but taking up quite a lot of the space in this bed. So what I'm going to do is have a rummage around here, because I think most of these are coming from just a couple of plants, but also there are some smaller plants in here. There we go, there's one that are coming up, and there are also all of these ones that are self-seeded in the wood chip, which I'm very happy for them to grow in the wood chip outside of the bed rather than taking up all the space in the bed. So that's my job for this morning, I think. Get these beds sorted out and planted up, and I've got plenty of stuff to put in them. So if we head back down to the front of the garden, you will see that yeah, there are still quite a lot of plants needing homes. Oh my goodness, look at all of those. So I've still got a load of dahlias, and they have actually started to flower in their little pots. You poor thing. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Is that not stunning? Look at the colour. Wow. Sorry. Got a little taken aback there. And the other one that's just come out. Oh, it's a totally tangerine. Oh, yeah, I so want these to go in the ground. So that's a priority, dahlias. More dahlias up here, slightly smaller ones. What else have we got? Oh, my poor soup peas, which I was so excited about, and they're still in this little pot, and they've started flowering. Look at the beautiful flower on those. Oh, absolutely stunning. The trouble with these is they got a bit moused. But yeah, there is good growth on there, so we'll get those into the ground. Lupins just need potting on for next year. I've got foxgloves for next year. We've got more antirrhinums. No idea where all these antirrhinums are going. Some of this stuff is just being watered. All these perennial sweet peas are not looking good. They need places to go. They do, Dory, they do. This is my pineberry, and I keep picking them, and they're so yummy. They're so yummy. Welsh onion. So these are some of the seeds that I sowed. Were they at the end of June? Let's see if I put the date on the tags. Was I good? No, I was not good. There is no date on that tag. These are the perennial perennial Welsh onions, and because I've had such little luck with onions this year, I'm thinking this might be the way to go, and I shan't bother with onion seed and sets anymore, but we'll see. There's that Australian tree cabbage, the seedlings there, that I want to prick out, and so I can share them with some of my pot neighbours. We've got hollyhocks. These are the black hollyhock, so they're for next year. Really looking forward to those. And there's all this stuff that needs pricking out. Did I put the dates on some of these? No, I was really terrible. So all of those need something doing with. Now these are going to go out into the home garden. This is baby corn. Now it might seem a little bit late to be putting corn in, but it is baby corn, and you pick it very, very small. So, there's a little tree spinaches growing in there as well. So I didn't want to put this on the plot because I've already got two different varieties of corn on the plot, the gem and the regular sweet corn. So I thought I'd put the baby corn in the home garden, but we'll see how it does. I feel like there is time to get baby corn off of these plants. And the other thing that I definitely want to go out into the beds that I'm clearing is the Badger Flame beetroot, which is looking brilliant. And how good are my garleeks looking? Yeah, not bad, Robin. So I'm going to put those out into the home garden as well. I'm putting both of these into the home garden where I can keep a good eye on them, so they don't get slugged, because I'm so looking forward to both of these. And speaking of beetroot, there's an awful lot of multi-sown beetroot here. So I've got Boltardi and I've got Chioggia, I've got some corianders, a regular coriander and a lemon coriander. I've got 3 sunflowers there. They're the teddy bear sunflowers, so they're quite a short dwarf sunflower, so maybe they will flower before the end of the season. And look at that. Another couple of tree spinaches. Did not sow those. They will just come up everywhere because they are the seed is in the compost. I've less hope for these 2 little goblin cucumbers. These are gherkin cucumbers, so again, like the baby corn and stuff and the teddy bear sunflowers, they're like the smaller varieties that maybe could make it. But yeah, I'll stick them in and we'll see. Maybe we'll get some late cucumbers on those. And I was even prescient enough to sow some munch too. So they're ready to go out as well now. Yeah. If I seem a little taken aback, it's because I did not expect myself to be quite this organised. As the space frees up, I've actually got plants to go in there. So yeah, well done me. Okay, enough looking at the seedlings. Let's actually clear some space for them to go in. Okay, both beds are now prepped, and I brought over the corn, which I think might go in the bed that I've just cleared. But in this front one, I put in the things in that I'm prioritising, which are the Badger Flame and the Garleeks. I was thinking I would put the Badger Flame with the beetroot here, but I've just noticed I've got a row of carrots that are actually growing. I'd forgotten that I'd even sown them there. I think they must be Amsterdam forcing. So I want to leave that and make sure, well, hope for some more carrots. So I think I might do a row of the Badger Flame there, the garlic next to them, and then we'll take the corn over to the other bed.